Fear and greed run through the wire. Candles climb and then expire. Our edges cut from the profile, sharp and clean by every buyer. Conquers the markets, he turns water into wine. His timing flows where chaos turns divine. Cut sharp enough to time the sign. Yeah, this man's no common trader. He commands the market's numbers. We call him Chef Bailey. The market bends beneath his flame. Fear and greed run through the wire. Candles climb and then expire. Our edges cut from the profile, sharp and clean by every buyer. Markets move, they twist and swing. Every tick can burn or bring. Ryan keeps calm, he trusts his thing. The charts tell him everything. But when T1 makes ding, 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 the futures spread their hidden wing. And he is ready for anything. Vic's still looking like a restless king.
Ready to stop guessing and start growing as a trader. Welcome to Vici Trading Solutions, a community built by real traders for serious learners. We don't just post trades, we teach the why behind every move. With a full education section and daily breakdowns, you'll start seeing the market like a pro. You won't be trading alone. Inside the Vici Discord, you're surrounded by committed traders, from futures pros to rising crypto specialists, all learning and winning together. Gain first access to our exclusive indicators, powerful tools used daily by hundreds across TradingView and beyond. These aren't gimmicks, they're built to sharpen your edge. Each morning, our founder posts a full trading plan for the S&P 500 or NASDAQ and calls out the levels he's watching live. No fluff, just clarity. Education, tools, community. Whether you trade futures, stock, or crypto, Vici gives you the foundation and firepower to grow. Join Vici, trade smarter, conquer the markets.
Okay, welcome back. Good to see you guys. Happy Monday to everybody. I hope everybody stayed warm. It was crazy snowing in Indiana. We got like 18 inches. It was absolutely unbelievable. We had this crazy Arctic blast, and I stayed inside all weekend. The first time I got out was just a little bit ago. I went to the gym. That was the first time I've gotten out, and probably since Friday, I think. And just unbelievable snow. So hopefully everybody stayed warm, and hopefully everybody got a chance to check out the Sunday trade plan. I know I had a lot of views, a lot of likes, and so I really appreciate that, guys. Keeps me excited to keep putting out content, and boy, was it a banger. So we're going to go over this stuff, but all I got to say is, how do I not have 1,000 subs? Like, it plays so good. It plays so good. I look at this, I'm like, Jesus, this is amazing. Like, these plans are incredible. And if you guys aren't signed up for these plans already, sign up for the 330 days. In the post below, you'll see it in Twitter. It's right down there. You'll see it in YouTube. And then when this is posted on Substack, you'll see it. Sign up for you have nothing to lose. Everything to gain. So fucking good. We're going to go over it today. Amazing. I have no idea why I'm not in the top 10 for Substack bestsellers. This so good. It's amazing, right? So, all right, let's get into this first. Sorry, I get a little carried away because I am surprised how amazing it is sometimes. So the process is fucking amazing. So let's get right into it. All right, so first, before we get started here, listen, you guys know the deal. Follow me across all the socials, YouTube, Twitter, X, and even TradingView. I just released another indicator today, which we'll go over. I kind of revamped some stuff, and I'm bringing it back. Ryan Bailey Edge across all socials. Follow me. It's easy. And you guys will, kind of stay up to date with everything. Obviously, I post a lot to Twitter, and I try to equally post as much to Substack notes. but I do tend to be it's a little easier to do the Twitter side of it. But I know that a lot of the love that I get is on Substack, so I will try to do that more often, guys. Make sure that I can focus on that for you. So follow me across all these socials, and life will be good. Share the love with everybody. When we go over the trade plan today, I know that you guys killed it. We killed it in the room. Unbelievable. And just to let you know something else too, I say room, I've said it quite a few times. I have had a subscriber that has been with me a long time. He didn't even know I had a Discord until about yesterday. I've had a Discord for like, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 years, way before we started doing the Substack. So guys, if you're a subscriber, the Discord room, the community is exclusive to course holders and Substack subscribers only. If you're interested, hit me up, DM me, we'll get you in there. We've got some real killers in there. Everybody's printing. I'm real happy about Team Vici today. I'm really happy about the squad. I'm happy about everything. So let's get right into it. I mean, what more could we want for a Monday? Usually Mondays are lazy Mondays, but not today. Now, all right, so let's get into it. So I'm going to start with this. Whoop, whoop. Okay, let's pull this over here. Boom. All right. So current market context. So just so you guys know, this is from the weekend review that I put out on Sunday, right? So I do the trade plans on Tuesday through Friday. And then this is the trade plan for everybody for Monday. So I put it out on Sunday, do a little video. It's kind of the flagship thing. It's free. Everybody gets to check it out. And, that way you can see, what you got coming. So this was out there for everybody. So let's just zoom in on this, right? So, we had a very interesting last week. We sat in this huge balance, and I talked about it in the video, and we poked a new weekly high and poked a new weekly low. And ultimately, at the end of the day, they lost on the 4-hour and the daily, which was a huge miss for me. But as long as we were above 68.05, I was pretty happy with getting long. And so let's talk about this, right? So again, we didn't close above the weekly leg on ES, and we lost in the daily and 4-hour time frames. A little concerning, right? So when we start to lose support on my two favorite time frames, the daily and the 4-hour, it's got my antennas up. I'm like, hey, something's up here, guys. I got to be careful, right? But as long as we're above 68.0550, I'm still looking to get long, right? Because we know that is like our monster level that it is even in the title of today's trade plan, which we'll get here to in a second, right? So we've got the weakness on the daily and the 4-hour. And let's see here. So here we go. If Sunday, if we hold the lows in the Sunday overnight session, don't be surprised if we start to get a big push on Monday and come all the way back up to the 68.72 through 68.91.25 spot. I wonder what the high was today. Anyone want to take a guess? How about 72? All right, hang on one second. Let's throw this in here. Thank you. I'll be here all week. So we're going to get right into that right now. So check this out. Super sexy. Love this. And this is it's good stuff. So we're going to I'm going to pull this over right now. And actually, you know what? First, I'm going to pull this over. So look, let's start with VIX, because VIX is like my thing, right? People say you can't do TA, whatever, bullshit. So, here's the deal. Listen, our big above below is this weekly at 1573. We talked about that being the major pivot. And our resistance is 1721 daily. We need to watch this, right? Look what we tested today perfectly. The 1721 daily. So, guys, this was where we opened at. We were above the 1573. We came down, we tested this little area in here, which obviously I didn't draw anything, but you can visually see it. And we started to push up. This was the short from 72, right? And as we come down, obviously we knew that we had resistance at 1721 on VIX. And so we're using them together. Is it oscillators or whatever the hell they call that? For me, I just put the two together and I'm like, okay, how's this? Okay, looks good, right? Well, boom, 1721, we hit it. And guess what? That was the low for the day. And guess what that was? 0550, right? So before we get into that, let's talk about this right here, because this was the bangarang. You guys remember that from Robinhood or from Hook? Bangarang. This was it. This was a banger, right? So right here we had 68.72 untested daily. We've bumped our head here a lot, and it has proven to be a significant level. This spot is now untested and should be considered for a potential reaction. All right. And anyways, so 72 hit to the tick and just annihilated this thing and took it all the way down to 05, farther than we can see here. So, this would actually brought us down so far. It was a 70-point smack from our level. So this was the close on Friday. This was the open on Sunday. Of course, they held the lows at 05. And what do? They drift up all night to our big, significant 72 daily. It has played so many times, and they get their head busted, right? Because here's the deal. We knew as long as they held the lows that we would squeeze up a little bit. We also lost on the daily and 4-hour time frames, which gave us weakness. We were looking for weakness. And so when we opened here and we back tested this just opened it up for an immense downside push, which was insane. And I've actually got something funny to tell you guys. So, I'm obviously very far from perfect. My trade plans are great, but sometimes I screw up like everybody. So check this out. I've got some contractors in the house. We're putting new floors in my first floor. We bought hardwood floors. We did the upstairs when we moved in. Now we're doing the downstairs, right? So I've got that going on. And for those of you guys who know me personally, know that my father's a little older. And so I've been taking care of him as well. So I got contractors here, and I got my mom calling me about my dad. All this morning. I barely got 5 minutes to meditate this morning. I sit down, I got people in my ear, and here we go. So I missed the initial short. So underneath 56, I get short 4 cars. And I'm like, okay, let's go. Come bring it all the way down to 35 area is where I end up. Like 40 and 35 is where I ended up teeing out, because I wanted basically 15 and a little bit like 20 points. And I got it, right? So I look up, I'm like, sweet. Just made 4 G's. Sweet. Look up. It was on Sim. I couldn't believe it. I was like, no, I didn't even realize, because as you guys know, when I'm doing this stuff all the time, I'm always coding, I'm making videos. So I put it on Sim, just because it keeps me, if I accidentally hit a button or things happen, whatever. $4,000. Oh, I can't believe it. Anyways, it was still an okay day. Ended up making good. I actually closed the day plus 1650, and we'll get into that here shortly, but just couldn't believe it. Anyways, so this was amazing. I wanted to show you this. And of course, this short brought us all the way down to the 0550, and this was even in our title of our trade plan, guys. Here we go. All right, so check it out. So this was the title of our trade plan. 680550 Fortress. That thing is an absolute monster. We have tested that so many times, and they are not giving it up, right? And, part of me for wanting to trade this, and I'll even show you, this was in the trade plan as well for the long, right? I did not take the 0550 long because I was short. What I was looking for was the sweep, and I'll show you. But we have it as right here, the 0550 Fortress. This is the line in the sand. This has held up structure multiple times. And as long as we hold this and the 1350, we are bullish. So this was the 1350 daily. This was the 0550. We came down, we got back on top, and we popped, of course, right? So what I was really looking for, because we had been down here so many times, I wanted to see a sweep of 05. And then the moment we get back above the 05 and 13, I was going to lay into it. And I never got that privilege, because that thing is a beast. They keep holding up something amazing. But one thing I do want to show you, and it saved my bacon today. And I'm going to show you why. And this is epic for you guys that are Substack subscribers. If you guys recall, I made a TradingView indicator that I have this trade setup, the 80% setup, 80% rule. You guys know what it is. It's all about the value area and the TPO. If we open outside of the previous day's value area, we move into the previous day's value area for 2 or more periods. There's an 80% chance that we move to the value area low, right? Makes perfect sense. The thing is, you don't always realize it. So I had to make an indicator for my Sierra Charts platform. And I loved it so much. And I've been talking about this setup so much on the stream that I basically made the same tool for TradingView. And as you guys know who are subscribers, a lot of you guys already have access. If you don't have access, shoot me a DM on Substack. I'll get you activated. But this actually worked out perfect today. So look, once again, the 80% rule worked perfectly for both ES and SPX. What an amazing high probability trade. Just absolutely high power indicator here. As you can see, we got the entry signal confirmed on SPX. And then when this actually hit, we were good to go. And this is, guys, this is an 80% probability trade. This is like a no-brainer in trading. Like, this is one of the highest statistic trades that you could have. So if you guys aren't trading this, so look, this is me right here. Look, you can see my indicator went off. This is right here. My 80% rule was 68.38. At this point, I only, had one car on, or one contract, whatever you want to call it. I'm short immediately. So I was actually going to get long here, guys, at 35. I even put it out in the Discord this morning. I said, hey, this is a potential long here. I'm looking to buy this. If we pull back into this, we just took a big short from a daily. And I'm like, okay, cool. Let me buy this, right? Even though I knew there was weakness, I'm like, that's okay. We should still get a pretty decent bounce here. Definitely didn't. But here's the thing. I actually started to get long, and then immediately my tool fired, and then TradingView fired. And it was like, hey, 80% rule triggered. And I'm like, whoa, hold the phone, right? So I immediately flipped. I flipped. I wasn't as heavy as I was, but I flipped. I'm like, okay, well, if there's an 80% chance that we're going to come down to the value area low, which is 68.14, I'll be damned if I'm going to be long, right? Because the statistics tell me. So anyways, we brought this all the way down. This was the 1350 daily. As you guys know, we came all the way down to the 05, which was just absolutely incredible. I mean, this was a huge deal, especially for me. I mean, this thing saved me big time, and it could save a lot of you guys too, or even get you in a high probability trade and basically make your day. Right? So you only need one good trade a day. Put some size on, one good trade a day. I mean, how much money do you really need? Some people are like, oh, it's not 10,000, whatever. Listen, I'm happy with $500, right? Like that's still $150,000 a year. Obviously, I always try to shoot for $1,000, but always a little bit more if you can do it. And this is one of those trades that help you can do that. 37 to 16, 20 points. G-ball right there. That's 21 points basically, or 20 and a half based on that. So just unbelievable. And for those of you guys who already have this indicator, just know that I just put the alerts on it today. So you officially have alerts that you can now go into your TradingView application and set up the alerts. And what's really cool about this is that once you set it up, you don't have to have it on your chart anymore. I couldn't believe it. I didn't even have this study on my SPX today, but I set the alarm as I was testing it. Rob and I kind of went through and we were tinkering with it, and he was like, okay, so go ahead and test this. So I set the alarm. I totally forgot. It was over the weekend, right? And so boom, it goes off today, and I'm like, wow, all right. Didn't even have it on my chart. So pretty awesome that it's like it runs in the background. The native, the alarm functions are completely separate from the chart, which is not normal for most trading platforms. So that was awesome, a big deal. So obviously I took advantage of that. I know there's quite a few guys in the room that have the same indicator, and we were talking about this today. So this was good stuff, and I hope everybody really, had a fantastic day. If you're following the plan, I know you had a great day. I mean, we just absolutely tore up. And what I just showed you right now, tell me why I am not a Substack bestseller. Tell me why. Tell me why. I mean, I'm handing money to, $50 a month. You're fucking kidding me? Like, I just had a 70 point short to the tick and the fucking long for 50 points. Like, what? Okay, so, all right, sorry. It blows my mind. Like, so anyways. So that's enough with ES. Sorry, I got a little excited there. And what happens tomorrow? It's hard to say. I mean, listen, they are still holding this 0550. We talked about them having some potential still downside. And right now they are really struggling as they're holding this. And we do have some really big inefficiencies on the weekly profile that we talked about that could bring us even lower into the 84. This whole area needs cleaned up here. So it really wouldn't surprise me if we poke. Oh, hang on, my bad. I did all that and you guys couldn't see. Sorry. So here you go. So like I said here, This is the weekly profile. We still have some singles all the way down to 84, which need to get cleaned up. And I really think could definitely happen. But, we're still holding the 05. But this is a big market inefficiency that, in my opinion, at some point will get cleaned up. I'm surprised it's taken this long. We swept last week's high, and now we swept last week's low. And just to let you know, I put this profile together just to show you this. This is a 2 weeks of monster balance. You can see they swept the high, they swept the low. But we had the overlapping value areas. So I just put it together because it's basically the same thing. So with that being said, we're starting to move below last week's value area low and the composite value area low, which is a big deal. So if they have every right to come down here and fill this up. And to be quite frank, we're still showing weakness on the daily and the 4-hour time frame. So this is the 1 hour. Again, I had it up so you guys couldn't see it, which I apologize. But we're still holding the 0550. Again, they just couldn't sweep that area. It's crazy. But if they do come back down here, just remember, above 0550 is epic proportions long, okay? So as long as we come down and get back above this, this is where we want to do our deed, okay? This is the good stuff right here, this level. But we do have some hot areas down here, both 61 and 64, 68. I really like this 65, 64, 61 spot a lot. So, hopefully we can, get some rotation down so we can have some room to buy for the end of the year. That would be fantastic. So right now we are still, here's the thing. We have been distributing sideways for weeks. Okay. And when I say distributing sideways, for those of you guys who are, really into technical analysis and understand accumulation and distribution. This is a massive distribution pattern right here. Now, that doesn't mean they can't sweep lower, grab liquidity, and go up higher, but this is like some serious distribution, especially when they pop the highs and then they give it up. This is classic TA distribution pattern. So, we've got the 50-day moving average down here by our weekly. As you can see, here's our weekly. Here's the 50-day moving average. The 20-day is also there as well. So those are starting to converge. And, there's just a lot there to like. So we'll see what happens if we push a little lower. Okay. So like I told you guys, I got some other things I want to talk about as well. Obviously, one of the big things that's all over X and all over the news is the weed stocks, guys. I put a thing about the weed stocks this weekend. I was buying the lows back in August. Literally called the lows in August. We talked about this. You can check it out, whatever. But what's going to happen now? Well, the chart, it's crazy because even with all the news, the levels still play perfect. Like, look at that. My process is great. And, it's not my process. Let's just say it's our process. I'm just the deliverer of the amazingness. And I have a lot of guys in the room that do really well with this. But just look how this worked. This played to the tick. We popped up and we played this 1380. And right now we're getting a hell of a smack from this. Now, is it going to go higher? I think so. I'll be honest with you. I haven't taken any profits, none. And I saw them hitting these areas this morning. And I'm like, dude, you should be probably taking some money. But I didn't. Look at that. Perfect. Damn near perfect, right? And so I just saw today my boy Piper, who is loaded down. He's loaded. He just sent me this, and I saw this as well. I saw a little Trump video that, he's going to be, he said today he was on TV live doing some question and answers. And he said he's very strongly considering doing the rescheduling, and he's going to do the executive order. So when is it going to happen? Your guess is as good as mine. But as long as he does it, we got something juicy. So I haven't taken any money yet. I hope I'm not going to be sorry about that. Usually I'm like quick to take profits, and this time I'm being a tad bit on the greedy side. So I want to get up here into the $16. Actually, 17 is what my profit take is up here, and kind of let it go. But like, check this out. So here's Moss, right? So we talked about buying Moss at $3, $3.17. Look at this, crazy. They literally went from our monthly level right to our monthly level. Insane. And then of course they smacked, but it doesn't surprise me. I really thought this was going to be a point of resistance, but what I was hoping for, again, high on the hopium, right? The weed hopium. I was hoping we would gap over this today and he would do the what you want to call it, the rescheduling. But hey, it didn't happen. But at the end of the day, this thing still has so much upside potential that I'm not even tripping. right? It's like, whatever, fine. But yeah, I mean, my trims were all the way up here at $9. It was funny. My boy Pipes, and I know you're watching this, Pipes. He was, he hit me right before this, and he was like, bro, did you take any on MJ yet? I'm like, fuck no. I'm like, I should. I saw these levels, and it's like, usually he's the holder, and here I am the holder. So we'll see. I have some confidence in this. I have some confidence that this industry has been beaten down so much that it is time for a squeeze, and it is time for something good to happen to the cannabis industry. And so the last one that I had, we talked about in the video too, CGC. This thing was only $1. And I'm like, I'm being greedy. I want $2.75 for my first trim, but I don't even think it's that big a deal. Like, I think it's going to get there. I mean, look at this. It's ridiculous. So it's like, okay, so I want to take $2.75, and it came down from 300. Excuse me, right? So do I think it's going to happen? I think it's going to happen. But if it doesn't, hey, I turn into a bag holder like the rest of the schmucks. So it is what it is. So, thanks, Mark. I appreciate the shout out on the 72 for the ES. So thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. So with that being said, guys, that's the weed stuff, the weed stock stuff. We talked about ES. Now let me show you this other indicator that I just released this today. Now, if you guys are Substack subscribers, I've already turned you on for the 80% rule. I went ahead and added you for this one today as well. You don't even know it yet, but it's there. Let me show you what this is. So this is, for those of you guys who were with me for a while, we used to have an indicator called Algo V. And I basically rewrote Algo V, kind of buffed it up a little bit. And we turned this one on here. This is called the Edge Momentum Cloud. This is actually a indicator that I use still to this day. Now, I don't use it for the buy and sell signals. What I'm using it for is the ATR cloud. So as you can see on my charts here, and I'll show you, see this dashboard? This is what this is. So we had this recreated, and essentially that's also, just to let you know, we had, if you guys recall, and this is available for everyone, we made this Edge multi-time frame ATR bias matrix. You see this little dashboard up here? Okay, so that right there, the 4-hour daily, 30-minute, whatever, that is this. Okay, that is these lines on there, and also whether you're above or below it based on the color. So this actually matches perfectly. It pairs with that indicator. Fabulous. Like I said, I mean, the buy and sell signals work great, but that's not really what it was designed for. That was kind of an after the fact. But the ATR cloud is so good. I mean, this is a proprietary calculation that me and my boy Piper came up with long time ago, and this is the jam, and we've been using it for many moons now. So if you guys are subscribers, hit me up. I'll get you in, and just let you know, if you already have the 80% rule, you are good there too. So we got some new stuff coming down the pipeline. Let's see, we got this is new. I got the alert set up for this one, and I've got some stuff in the background working. You guys are going to be so excited about what's coming out. So anywho, oh, you know what? I got to throw this out there. So listen. This is good. And even I surprised myself with this one. And I'm going to be talking about this one for a while. So actually, so there's a guy in the room I've told you about many times, TML. He takes everything I say like the Bible and he trades it, which, God bless him, the guy is printing cash left and right. Even I second guess what I say. He doesn't second guess shit, right? If I say it, he would follow me into the pits of hell. I swear to God. So look, check this out. Let me see if I can find this real quick. I did a Substack on platinum. I don't know if you guys remember this. Look, check this out. Platinum, waking up the sleeping giant. Did a whole video on platinum. Okay, talking about this thing was going to go, and it's been one of the last to go, and et cetera, out of all the metals, because we know that silver went, and we know that gold has gone, right? And so look at this thing. So this was the level that we talked about buying in the trade, in that plan. I'll just go ahead and point it out to you. Instead of pulling over the plan, you guys can take a look. Literally 1624.7. right? I could open that back up and look, but we're not going to do that right now, right? So look at this. Whoop. Up 13. And I think it's still going to go higher. This is my final target up here, 1856, guys. But goddamn, to the tick, this is $10,000 a contract. One contract, 10,000. The risk on this was 1,500. This was a 10-to-1 trade played out before your eyes. Literally put it out there. Again, how do I not have 1,000 subscribers? How are we not number one? How are you guys not telling all your friends? How? I'm handing you guys setups, handing them to you. All you have to do is take them. All you have to do is take them. Tell your friends. Tell your friends to take them. Get the word out. This is so good. So good. I surprise myself. I honestly can't even believe it sometimes. It's absolutely fucking unbelievable. I just can't believe it. So look at this. I mean, we saw that, the video there. I just showed it to you. We were right here. We pulled back. We played this weekly, and they're gone. They're gone. This thing is gonna go. It's not even done yet. Silver and gold are still going. Oh, that's not my final target. This is the target, and this is $20,000 per car. So it was basically risk 1,500 to make 20 grand is how I had it all plotted out. And so far, we are working our way up. So I am going to try to buy some progression here if we get a pull back. I really like this area 1865. There is some smaller time frame support, which they might play given the fact that this thing is just bullied up. Obviously, all the metals are bullied up. And so we'll see what happens here. But this would be another great place to buy right here, the 1764 for continuation. If, in fact, they want to kind of keep this thing going. I know he's watching. I know he is. And so he's going to – tomorrow I'll wake up. He gets up at 3 in the morning. He trades metals, TML. And I'll get up and he'll be at $4,000. And I just want to – like, the guy makes more money than I do. I give him the fucking trades. I told him, I'm just going to give you my account and let you do the thing, dude. Like, that's absolutely a monster. So, anyways, that's all I've got to say for the day. That is about it. So we've talked about ES – and we talked about VIX, and we talked about how ridiculously good the trade plan is. I just can't even get over it sometimes myself. The setups that we give out, platinum, ridiculous. We got new alerts on the 80-20 rule. I've got a new indicator out. If you've already, hit me up, I'll give it to you. And guys, if you are a subscriber and you want to come into the Discord room, get your ass in there. Send me a DM. I will get you in. It is absolutely worth every single moment of your time. You just can't lose with this one, guys. You can't lose. So I appreciate everybody coming on the stream today. I hope everyone had a great weekend. We had a great Monday. Actually, let's just look real quick. Let's see what my crew did real fast. I didn't even look. I took half the day off, and then I went to the gym. Let's just look. Let's just see what the room did. You guys think I'm bullshitting. And we don't we're not in here putting up $100,000 days, but we're consistent. And that's what's more important, guys. Some of these guys want to flex on Twitter and shit like, oh, I made 30,000. It's like, cool, but we make $2,000 a day, bro. So fuck off. Right. So check this out. Let's see. Let's see what the crew did. Oh, look at Zug. 386 points. What is that? That's 500 on micros. He made almost $2,000 on micros. This fool he's got 15 funded accounts. He made, I don't even know, what is that? Like, definitely not 1,600. He made, I don't know, like 2,300. Here's my little 1,650 after I decided to turn it off of Sim like a goofball. And, look at this guy. Look at Sag. 948 this morning. He took the short. Look at his average. 68.69. He was up 100 points. And then on this one, 68.08. He's up 227 points. And, it's just crazy. Crazy. I love these guys. These guys are fucking awesome. They're animals. Love this. So he bought the lows at the 68.05. He bought the pop. And he shorted the highs at 72. I mean, absolutely unbelievable, these guys. If you guys are not getting the picture by now, I hope you have. These trade plans are worth every fucking penny, and being in the room is a privilege. And so hit me up if you're interested. And worst case scenario, I will see you guys in the morning for the trade plans. And tomorrow, same time, same channel for the post-market breakdown. You guys have an excellent, excellent evening, and I will see you soon. Cheers.